Now on BBC One Scotland, Archie McPherson and Gordon Hewitt take a look at this week's sports scene.
Good afternoon. You know, it takes a lot to compete with a cup final, especially one which draws a crowd of 100,000. And I must confess, as I saw people arriving very slowly at Rugby Park yesterday, I couldn't help but think that the roars from Wembley might totally engulf us all this afternoon in the programme. But in fact, even though there was no danger of anybody's eardrums being damaged by crowd noise, what transpired in the second half in Kilmarnock yesterday will certainly be chewed over for some time to come. It was hardly a non-event. But of course, I concede the fact very readily that there was a visual grandeur about the League Cup final at Wembley that was best appreciated in the extra time period that the game went into. Kilmarnock against Aberdeen and Liverpool with West Ham. The starkly contrasting worlds of football you'll see in the next hour. But in that contest, by the way. Well, one question for which there is no easy answer is what happened to Aberdeen in the last 6 weeks. February was a disaster for them. Well, with the coming of March and the spring raise of hopes, last Saturday's result suggested so. Yesterday they played Kilmarnock, whose term of office in the Premier League seems to be coming to an end.
Well, that's a Kilmarnock side, and I think they're largely resigned to the fact that they're going to be relegated. The very bad result against Airdrie at Broomfield on Wednesday night, but I think it takes a lot of the pressure off them. And their goalkeeper, Alan McCulloch, has been a great servant at Kilmarnock, one of the best keepers in the land, and was out of the game for 3 months with a broken ankle. Well, Aberdeen have the championship sniff in their nostrils again after that very good win last week, and they're delighted to be able to announce for the second week in succession an unchanged team. Alan McLeish is fit after he took a knock last week, and he's the man who scored a goal in the last 30 seconds, the last time they played here to get Aberdeen a draw. The referee today is Colin White from Clarkston. While the pitch is a bit soggy looking from here, it's been raining all day in Kilmarnock. Should be very much the kind of pitch that is holding, and that's a goal kick. Good timing by Bourke. Neatly taken away by Mauchlen. And he's been making bursts, but the passing letting him down. Well, it's a dangerous one. Scanlon wants a wee bit of support. Is he trying it himself? The danger is still on. Aberdeen couldn't get players forward quickly enough. Glorious opportunity goes a-begging. The free kick goes. Now, that was a hidden move by Scanlon, racing across as a pass back was made, picking it up, and as he did and went to the side, you could see all the time he was looking for somebody to come up with them, and McGee was certainly there, but he was outnumbered, and eventually the move petered out. Miller again, under no pressure. McGee picks up that diagonal ball well. Scanlon turns on it nicely, and that's a good save. That really was a good save. It was travelling and going away from McCulloch. Nice, neat little touch by Scanlon, giving himself a bit of room to get out at it. And he did. McCulloch had to reach out. And this greasy surface, the ball was accelerating. Well, there's no question about it that the McDicken has been winning virtually every ball in the air that's come forward like that. But Scanlon opens it out. This is Hamilton picking up. Scanlon again. And he's looked the sharpest of the Aberdeen forwards when it comes to striking a goal. Doherty did well to try and let the ball go past the two players. Neatly out again. McLean. McBride after this. Hamilton in a bit of a tangle. Gets out of that one well. And Angus. Under a bit of pressure, but the two young players fight out of it. There's McLean. There's no offside. Bourke. Great chance for Bourke. Can he keep control? That's a good save. Kilmarnock's first real chance in the match. And coming almost accidentally, very slack play by Aberdeen. Then the interception, if you could call it that, by the referee giving Bourke the run forward. And look how Leighton, in the classic manner, narrowed the angle, snuffing out the chance. Very settled-looking deadlock. Sometimes you're tempted to say that in the commentary so that something eventually does happen. That's Clark. McDicken driving up. A bit unsure as to what to do. And well away by McCall. Back yet again to that midfield area where nothing much is being created by either side now. But Cockburn goes in. That's a better ball. Mauchlen. And he tries to curl it. And that has wakened everybody up. We could do with a lot more of that. That's good play by Alistair Mauchlen. It was a good shot, but there was curl on it. And that's why it's a good save by Leighton. Very effective save. It's poised. Oh, that's not far away as Armstrong takes it first time. And in that space of a minute, much more aggression about Kilmarnock. There goes the half-time whistle. Not a first half I would care to say too much about, because it would tend to be a bit negative. It's been disappointing in many regards. But Scanlon has been able to pick Aberdeen up occasionally. He's been the player able to get himself into space to try to get shots in. He's brought out some of the undoubted talent in Alan McCulloch in goal. Kilmarnock have had the odd chance. Bourke's chance, for instance, running through on the goalkeeper. Good goalkeeping by Leighton, but raising his standard even higher with that superb save, that curling ball that he had to stretch out and touch away from Alistair Mauchlen. So a second half that really ought to see the champions lift the whole pace and tenor of the play. Willie Miller there under pressure immediately, though. They cannot be at all happy with what happened in that first 45 minutes. And I suppose any spectator that's come for some valid entertainment today could do with some blood and thunder now in the second half, and I mean that figuratively only. Good curling ball. McCall missing out in the air. He's done that a lot this afternoon. That's McDicken a bit loose with it. And well past. Goal kick. Angus. McGee turned well on that. So near. That typical McGee move. Picking the ball up in a very difficult situation. Keeping very close control. Perhaps hesitated that trifle too much. Now Kennedy. Just missing out in that. Oh, that's a free kick. Doherty suffering a bit. Neatly floated, the big Kilmarnock men are up. Bourke trying to go in now. Control that well, Bourke, and is going a-begging. Not now, it isn't. And that was Armstrong who had crept forward. Scanlon. Jarvie. That's much better. Got to keep the pace going. There's McCulloch with a chance. And neatly picked up eventually by Robin. Bit more heat in his game now. Clark. Bourke. Way by McLean, but loose again. That's a good-looking ball as Doherty goes in. Good running by Doherty, a great chance. He's done it. 1-0. 14 minutes of the second half gone. What he showed earlier on in the game, he's a dangerous little winger, plays very well on the left coming in, and that ball breaking to him, but it was never easy. Kept his concentration, kept very cool about it, under pressure there, and swept it away. And Aberdeen really are in serious trouble now. Scanlon. That's neatly inside Walker McCall, and he ought to have done better than that. Superbly set up for him there. What a glorious chance that was again for Aberdeen. And the free kick to Kilmarnock. Very quickly taken and wasted. McCall hasn't really got going in this game. That's a good-looking ball. Bourke trying to go round. And Bourke's there, and Leighton hugging his post almost. Simpson just kept that in. McGee and Scanlon inside him. There's no offside. Great save again by Leighton. Once again it was Doherty and Leighton together. This time a much better, much more open position, except that Leighton had read it very well and was out like a flash. That would have been an end for Aberdeen. Mauchlen, 2 against 2 is beautifully inside, but he took an eternity. John Bourke, Glasgow school teacher, physical education, taking all the time in the world to go up after a miss like that. Simply turned round and couldn't put it away. Oh, it's a very slack ball by Angus, is right out of touch. And there's no offside again. Aberdeen caught out. Now Clark. Who's he got with them? Jarvie's coming back. That's a good ball across, and it's McLean. The Aberdeen players incensed by the linesman allowing that to happen, but corner kick. Wide one eventually. Well, Ali Ferguson is certainly a worried man at this stage. This, in fact, could be the kind of result that loses them a championship if it stays the way it is. Cockburn. Has he got the legs on Kennedy? Kennedy with them all the way. Requires a good turn and he gets it, he's still there. Wins a corner kick, having run half the length of the park. Jim Cockburn. His spirit typifying the way Kilmarnock have applied themselves to the game this afternoon. Once again, John Bourke down, there's another great chance, it's just away. McBride was so close to that. Minutes slipping away for Aberdeen, and still on occasion having to defend desperately. Jim Clark with it. And it's right behind, even though Bourke got his head to it. We make it 1 minute remaining. And it goes to rugby. Killie supporters blowing for the referee, but it's only his whistle that counts. McGee can't quite get it. Clark is in. Now McGee, that's a nice ball job, he can't quite get it. And back came McLean, 30 seconds remaining. And Aberdeen will push everybody up again. How vital it is in the championship bid to get a goal now. Simpson will take the corner. This may be the last opportunity. There's McLean for it, trying for the back header. Now Simpson again, it'll be the cross ball and nobody there for Aberdeen. Angus can't get it, this is dangerous. 3 against 1, Bourke is wide. This is McBride. There's Bourke going in for the header, and it's just over. And that trio, Spread Eagle, the Aberdeen defence, ripping them apart as the final whistle goes. Kilmarnock with what might prove yet to be a momentous win. Jim Clooney resigned to relegation, but what a marvellous fight they put up. And I suspect the man who scored that goal, Jim Doherty, might have killed Aberdeen's chances of retaining the championship. That's how serious a result it is for them. And they must be bitterly regretting the slackness of the play in the first half.
Well, a turn up for the books, if ever there was one. I did get the feeling early on in the game that Aberdeen were at odds with themselves. The ability